I'm Clay Captcha. I'm from Mississauga, Ontario, born in Toronto, but like raised in Mississauga. Uh, we've been me and Nita, my producer, we've been making music for like it's like a year now. We've been dropping music for like a year now together, but like independently. Like I've been making music for like 3 years, like going on 3 years, and he's been doing his thing for a while actually.
Okay, so what got you into music? Like what made you be like, hey, this is what I want to do?
To be honest, it was always like a passion of mine, like ever since I was younger and stuff like that. But like it just wasn't something that like I didn't really like have an optimistic mind. I didn't have that mind to be like, yo, I could do this. I could actually be that person. Like I could do what I want to do until like I got older and realized like, yo, like you only got one life. Like
Yeah,
live
right.
it. You
Just
know what I'm
go
saying? Like
for it.
do what you love. Yeah. And then that's when I went back to trying it and like making music, and I realized like, oh shit, like I'm actually like decent enough to be like pursuing this and like trying this. Like I could actually turn dreams to reality here. So
That's dope. So, like, do you have any musical background? Does anyone in your family play instruments or stuff like that?
nope.
Yeah. No, first
Not
one.
one. No, my producer though, he's got the musical background. I don't know, talk. He knows a lot. Like I don't know about your training, but he knows like every instrument. This guy, he'll play the guitar for our beats. He'll just like find some next melodies and he'll just play
That's
them
lit.
into our beats and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't know how he comes up with it, but like our like connection, like our teamwork together, like we're just yeah,
Just
like he's
clicks.
got
Yeah.
that like music side.
I wish I could play more instruments. I played a little trumpet in like grade 8 and in high school, but that was it. Too
Yeah,
hard.
I
Um,
never even played instruments in school. The teacher put me on triangle. I remember in like grade 4, and I was like, yo, I'm not playing anymore. Like
Jeez.
after that experience, I was like in high school they had like the music classes and stuff. I'm like, nah, they're gonna put me on triangle again. I'm
Yeah, they
not with
always have you playing like the wackest shit, like Jurassic Park
it.
or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
So what kind of music did your parents listen to when you were growing up? Like, what were you exposed to? What are your
um,
inspirations?
a lot of MJ. Like my mom was really into those radio hits, and
Yeah,
like she'd have a whole CD just playing of those like 2006, like 2004, like just no, it was in 2006, 2004, but she'd have like the
those like
1990s like pop hits all in one CD for like the
yeah.
decade, and she'd just be running it back over and over every time we get in the car. And yeah, no, I'd know all the lyrics by like first month, and I'd be singing them out and stuff.
That's lit. So I mean, you mostly sing, right? Like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually, I got inspired like when I first started. Like not many people know this, but when I first started, I was like inspired by Joey Badass and like Isaiah Rashad and stuff, and they're more
yeah,
like boom bap rappers. You know what I'm saying? And like
yeah, yeah.
if you heard like my early stuff, it sounds nothing like what I'm doing now. Like I was very lyrical, very like woke type rap. You know what I'm trying
It's
to
like
say? Like
90s shit. Yeah, like
yeah, that's how I started. But as I like evolved and like found myself, like it like came to a point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna incorporate lyrically. I'm gonna try to give them enough, but not to the point where it's going always over their heads and stuff like that. And I
yeah.
also want to give them the catchiness that like today's music's giving people, and like I wanted to like incorporate the two, you know.
So have you ever taken like you've never taken voice lessons or anything like that? No, you just
When I was younger, my mom she put me in like she put me in some classes like whatever like I was into. So like if I wanted to do singing, she put me in like a singing lesson, and I'd be in there for like one singing lesson. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be something
yeah,
consistent. Like it'd just be like I pop up one day and I do it. I'm like, okay, cool. And then like I don't go again for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
for
Like,
real.
yeah. So yeah, I never really had that consistently for me. Nah. I just sang like every single day. I remember like I'd have my headphones in. I'd be that kid with headphones in all the time, just listening to music 24/7, 24/7. And in
Yeah,
my
I
room
feel
just
that.
like singing along, like always. I didn't even know that it was gonna like amount to anything though. Like I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like it's just like something I loved.
So who sparks like for like current artists, who sparks your creativity like the most? Who do you get inspired by?
Um, I feel like when I started, like when I met Matt, my producer, it was Juice World, and Juice World was like a really big influence. After that, after it was Juice World, it was the Kid Leroy, then it was Ian Dior, then it was a lot of artists, but it was like there's a lot of things that I liked and I didn't like, and
Yeah.
I was very like I was very selective in what I wanted to learn from each one. I almost looked at each one like a mentor, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna like take this, I'm gonna take that, and I almost like kind of like built my own sound with like what I liked from everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool. That's kind of like what Eminem did. Like, he took like bits and pieces of like 12 rappers' styles and like, built his. So,
Mm-hmm.
I rate
The
that. That's
unique
cool.
like style of his own.
What's an average day like for you guys in the studio?
It depends. um, if we have a song ready, we're just recording most of the day, and then at the end we're hearing the mix over and over and like adding like, okay, we're gonna add stuff or we're not gonna add stuff.
Or you should even tell them about how you could send me a demo and then we'll just create the idea after and
Yeah,
work back.
there's like multiple ways. So like that's like a normal day, like a regular day. But like usually like we'll have like he'll send me a beat. I'll be at home. I'll listen to the beat. I'll be like, yo, this is good. I like it or not. I'll let him know. And then after that, I'll record like a few versions of the track. Like I'll make like 3 versions to the track. I'll
Yeah,
send it to him. I'll be like, yo, which one you liking the best? He lets me know. I put some lyrics on it. When I come through, he'll have something ready. Like he'll have it ready for me and we'll be like cooking right away. Or
dope.
sometimes even I'll go on YouTube and find a beat. And just for reference, and he'll take my acapella and like he just needs to know the BPM and key signature, and he's made a completely different beat behind my
That's
like
sick.
vocals. Yeah, actually that's how Good Guy was made. Good Guy was made on like my last song, it was made on like a really slow like beat, and this guy just completely like flipped the whole vibe and added tension in it, and it was just like
That's nuts. So you guys just like you just play around with a bunch of melodies, and then you'll send like the demo to each other, and
Mhm.
then kind of pick the best one and go from there.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing lately. Like before we just sit in the studio and like literally like go from scratch and like freestyle the whole song. Like he'd make the beat like on the spot or like half the beat on the spot, and then I'd freestyle the song, and then he'd make the rest of the beat after hearing the song, and then it'd
Yeah.
just be like a song in a day.
So he like kind of
Like
builds it around your vocals.
yeah,
That's
but
sick.
like what we realize is like we get better like work when we just sit on it. Not like sit on it, but like you do something and then you go back the next day with a fresh mind, like, yo, what can I improve? What can I fix? Because
Yeah,
like
just like
when
let
you
it
do
marinate.
something, yeah, when you do something like first intention like that, it gets very locked in, and there's no need to rush locking anything in too early, you know?
Right. Now I feel that especially like let's say you stayed up all night making a beat, like you're overtired, the beat might sound lit, and then you wake up and you're like, what was I doing? Like,
Straight facts.
Yeah.
Straight facts. Story of my life.
right. So what sparks your guys' creativity? Like how do you guys usually go about getting the song together? Like what's the first step? You usually pull up a beat, you have something in mind already, like a vibe you're going for.
uh
Yo, it's crazy. Sometimes this guy will just hit me up and be like, I want like a violin and I want a triangle.
yeah, I'll say something like crazy shit. I'll be like, yo, I want some 808 drums. I want like just like random instruments that I really find nice to my ears. I want him to find a way to mash them into a crazy beat. And then he'll come to me with a product. And I'll be like, uh, yes or no. And if I say no, it's usually like just one thing has to be changed. As soon as that one thing's changed, it's like, okay, go time. And it's like, it's so crazy because I wouldn't expect like, I don't know, I wouldn't expect it to get to the point where we're at now where I'm just like, yo, I want violins, try try a harmonica in there, like a harmonica, try like these drums, try like, you know what I mean? Like just try all these different instruments that you wouldn't expect or hear on a track, and he's
No,
able
for
to do it.
sure.
I'm just like,
I think though, like the best way to put it is it's just like any random combination of like combining like Clay's kind of like feelings
Yeah.
with some form of translatable music.
That's
you know. So
awesome.
whatever like feeling he's kind of feeling, he'll be like, oh, like, I wanna portray like a darker side of me. I want to come out with a harder song, or I want to be in a more softer type of vibe. It's like he'll
Yeah.
have like a mood in mind, more like a feeling, and then it's just about portraying that like that feeling musically.
So you guys just work with each other. You said like when I messaged you last night, like you work pretty much with this guy. So
All
um,
exclusively. Yeah.
exclusively, okay.
Yeah, we've been like building a sound together for like the year now.
That's dope. Yeah, what your first one drop was like it was what 14th. It was like you're just over a year now.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
lit.
Yeah, it's been a year.
What do you guys wish you had more time to do in the day?
To be honest, with quarantine and stuff like that, like it's been nice. Like I've had my time to be like going through these beats, going through like literally like making like 3 or 4 songs and being like, nah, none of them are it. And being like totally
Yeah,
fine with it. You know what I mean? Like not feeling rushed at all. Like I kind of like that a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of nice. If it was like back to normal, I feel like I'd feel like really rushed and feel like, oh, like
yeah.
this has to
When the
come out, that
pressure's
has to
on,
come out.
it's like, oh fuck, what do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But like when there's no like, I don't know, like I'm not working. He has the studio, like you know what I mean? Like, so we're in a really like 100% in it right now. So it's like, yeah,
nah, you guys look like you got a sick setup going there.
trust. Even got the booth right here.
Sure, you can show me
Lit.
inside. Don't show me the floor.
Yeah, I don't know if the lights are on though.
That's dope. That's a vibe. So you guys, like, you're probably gonna want to start performing once all this shit's over.
Yeah, that's a plan. Like, yeah, I don't know, but we don't have like I feel like our next step we need a manager. I feel like to like I'm trying to figure it out because now I have all the time in my hands to like try to figure out like how to get onto things, get promoted, get featured, and like do stuff like that. But like I feel like with someone else working on that and like us focusing on like the music side, like we could be optimized. Like our like you know what I mean? Like our
Like way more efficient.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we could just yeah. Cause like to be honest, that's not my thing. That's not my thing at all. And he's in the beat making, like he's really focused on the beat
yeah.
making
You
and
guys don't like really fuck with the business side.
yeah. Like I learn it, like I'll learn it because I have to, but like
Yeah,
and like I'll go on and I'll be doing things because I have to, but I feel like someone that's more business oriented would be doing less and it'd be doing more. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And then you could just put most of your time into like creating new content and any like collabs, like lyrically, like if you collab with any other artists or like have features and
No,
stuff. No,
no,
no.
never. We've done collabs like collab songs like with we had Five Unlucky City Kids and my friend Artie Supreme, but on lyrics, I nah, I read everything. If anything, like he'll have like input on like when we're like in the studio, be like, oh, maybe that doesn't sound right. Try something else, and then I'll come up with something new. He's like, okay, we got it. But like
Yeah,
other than that, it's like nah.
no, it's good. You like you should write your own lyrics. I
Mhm.
mean, it doesn't matter. Dre didn't write his shit. Ice Cube wrote NWA's, like everyone's rhymes, Eazy's, all that shit. So um, is there anyone in the city that like you really rate that you've wanted to collaborate with? Maybe you just haven't been able to connect or
I want you and safe on a track.
Oh yeah, okay, safe. Yeah, safe's nice.
yeah,
Safe's nice. There's also a guy named Wiz the MC. I don't know if you know him, but
yeah,
nah, he's sick. I'd love to work with him. Uh,
that'd be dope.
but like other than that, like I feel like our city has like a really strict sound, and like
No, you can tell when someone's from Toronto. It's like,
yeah, you know. So like I don't know, our sound's so strict that it's just like, and I don't know if I love that sound in general. So like I don't know if I'd, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if they're my dream people to
yeah,
work with. They're like, you know.
yeah, because you're trying to do your own shit, craft that original sound, like you said. You took
Mhm.
bits
Like
and
a lot of
pieces.
artists in
So
LA have the like vibes that I'm going for, like the vibes that like would accompany my vibes in like a good way, you
do
know.
you have any like examples like of artists like you're going for?
There's Tux. You know Tux? I don't know if you know Tux.
Nah, but I'll
He's low
search them up
key.
after.
He signed an
Just like
internet money.
TUX or
Yeah, TUXX. Um, He's on Inner Money. He's pretty sick. There's this guy, Voda Fuji.
Maybe
Voda
Fuji
Fuji.
sounds familiar.
I think he blew up on TikTok or something. He was featured recently on Patrick CC's album. Patrick
Okay.
CC dropped the album, yeah. There's some other guys. The Kid Laroi would be an obvious one. He's
Leroy's
just
lit.
killing it right now. Yeah, like Travis Scott too. Travis Scott and Don Toliver would definitely be people that
Ooh, yeah.
those would be big
Yeah.
ones.
Sick.
Yeah. From this city, yeah. No, from this city, not too many. Maybe even PND. But like, I don't know. When we're counting people from our city, I'm always thinking of like the upcoming guys, not thinking of like
Yeah,
the top guys yet.
Yeah. So what have been like some of the biggest challenges you faced, like aside from COVID and shit?
Lockdown.
Yeah. I'd say lockdown.
Just not being able to come to the studio.
Yeah.
Not every single day. Like before, it was like 2-3 times a week I'd be here in the stew.
You guys are
Now
just like way more productive. Now it's like
yeah, but like at the same time where like I have to be at home and like I'm still on my grind, but like here when we're together, it's like the stuff we can come up with like just you know what I mean, like on the fly, like in the moment. So like whoa, like you can't get those moments like during the lockdown and stuff like that.
I feel you. So what were you doing like pre-lockdown? Were you in school or were you working or?
Nah, I did school. I did civil engineering for 3 years and I
Nice.
graduated from George Brown. But then after that, I was like, yo, you want to do something in civil engineering? And that's when I realized, I'm like, no, I do not at all. Like, I fully don't. Like, this is not going to be my life. And then, so I started working at the airport. And the idea was like, yo, I work at Air Canada. And then I get flight passes. And then when we get flight passes, that's music videos covered. That's what else? That's like just travel expenses covered. Like we can go places, we can meet people.
Do
And it's not
shows,
really,
whatever. Yeah.
it's not really a thing. And then COVID hit. So yeah,
So
that kind
like,
of got halted.
is that like are they gonna bring you back to the airport or are you kind of like that's done?
I have no clue. Like I still don't have a clue. Like because they said they're keeping everyone on like what was it? Off duty. Everyone's off duty, I guess. But like it's been over a year now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so I don't know. Not
Weird
all flights are
situation.
back, so I don't know if like when everything's up and running, they'll be like, "Oh, hey, you have your job back," or like,
Yeah, like full capacity and shit. How do you deal with negative criticism? Do you get much? Like, do people really say shit on Insta or anything like that?
this guy takes it so well. I don't get negative criticism, and if I do, it's like it depends on who it's from. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if this guy tells me if I worked really hard all night on something, this guy says, I send him in the morning. I send it to him and in the morning. He's like, "Yo, this is shit." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like that's fine. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I won't get butthurt. Like I'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Like I understand. Like I'll just think to myself like, "Oh, like it's whatever." But when people like, I don't have people talk shit, but like I'll hear of someone talking shit or you know what I'm trying to say? And even like early on, it was like people would tell me like, "Oh, you're not good," or like, "Oh, you can't be good," da da da. But like I had other people saying like, "Oh, don't worry, like don't worry," right? And like I never really did because I knew starting, I'm like, "Yo, I can't. If I'm doing something right now, people are gonna hate. People are gonna talk shit. People are gonna have something to say. I'm putting myself out there for them to do exactly that. You know what I'm trying to say? And like knowing that in mind, keeping that in mind, like I never let anything phase me. And it's funny how those same people that were talking shit are like, I'll be hearing stories now of those same people listening to my tracks. Those same people are now following me all of a sudden. Those same people are hitting me up saying, "Oh, this song is so good. This song is so good." I'm like, yo.
Up next, bro.
Yeah, like, yo, how am I up next? Like last year you were saying I'm trash. Like last year you were like, you know what I'm saying? It's so weird. Cause like
your
I don't
haters
know.
are your biggest fans, man. It's
yeah,
crazy.
like yo, it's funny. Yo, even on Spotify, I mean on SoundCloud, you can see who your listeners are. Like who's your top listener. And bro, the same people talking shit are my top listeners. Like I'm like, what are you guys saying? Like
that's wild.
it's funny. So I never let it phase me. When they talk shit, I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah, I'm like, you guys like this, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys
Yeah.
are fans.
So, what has been your biggest success, and what's been your favorite song you've released so far?
That's a really good question.
Wait, you said favorite?
Yeah, my favorite song. I want to say it was the EP that I dropped, like the whole EP,
Yeah.
the 4-song EP, just because like that moment in time was like it was like a leveling up moment almost. Like we like literally, if you listen to Need to Know what I dropped before the EP, it's like it was just clear like leveling up, like
Yeah,
clear
like
right
you could
away.
just hear it. It's like boom. This is it.
Yeah, like it was so evident, and it's like seeing that and like that progress in that much time, like that project and that like even that cover, like I even made merch and I sold out of my merch and stuff like that. Like that
Sick.
project, like that was my favorite by far. And
That's
positioning is like my top track right now. One of the songs on that EP, it's my top track right now. It's at 30. I want to say it's at 35K on Spotify, and then it's on
yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, it's at like 4K on iTunes.
It's pretty good. So kind of back to our earlier conversation, like what instruments do you wish you could play?
Me, I wish I could play guitar.
Guitar, I know it.
Yeah. Like yo, I wish I could play electric guitar. I'd be like da 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 da. Yeah, I'd be that guy. But I'd also like just because knowing guitar, then you could play acoustic. You can play all types of guitar once you know like the basics, and you could play like ukulele and like pretty much all the strings. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
you know, true.
versatile.
Isn't that true? If you could play ukulele, you could play guitar. I mean, if you play the guitar, you could play ukulele.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So like yeah, and also piano. I feel like piano would be something sick. Like if you could just sit at your piano and just freestyle on that all day, like that'd be so fun.
Yeah, I find like knowing piano is really key for producing, like knowing your
Yeah,
theory
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
for sure, for sure.
Wait, do you play any instruments?
Just a little bit of trumpet, and I know like 2 songs on guitar. That's about it. I
Let's see.
remember like my grade 11 guitar exam.
What? What'd you say?
My grade 11 guitar exam. It's like one of
Yeah,
the
to learn the
only
song.
songs I remember. Yeah. If I gave you guys 10 grand for new gear, what would you go get?
Ooh,
I saw him.
yo, probably uh, a Putec compressor, a Neve preamp. Each of those
Okay.
are like three racks, and
Yeah.
then probably like I want to say AKG C414, or like for the mic, which is like another three, or yeah, probably no a TLM 103, a TLM 103. Yeah,
See, that's
I
solid.
don't know what any
and
of
then
that
now
is.
we're at the 10 racks.
That's 10 racks?
Yeah, that's done.
Me, I'd probably fuck around and just end up walking out with one mic.
Oh
Fucking grab a
yeah,
Neumann or
bro, you
something.
going hard. Yeah, yeah, you're like what, U87?
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's
No, I
crazy.
hear you.
Isn't
I
that the
hear you.
temperature? That's someone that you keep in the temperature. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's
Yeah,
fucked. That's fucked.
What was the first album you guys ever purchased? You guys ever, I don't even know if you guys
ooh.
purchase albums.
You know yours?
Get Rich or Die Trying.
How far back is that?
Time ago.
Like 2004.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy. I didn't have money at that. Literally, yo, my first.
We're talking about like with our own money.
I'm assuming
Well,
so.
just like, what's the first,
Because
first
like I
CD
know
you
like my
got?
first album that I had, like for myself, was Get Rich or Die Trying. But the first one
Wow.
I bought was what's the one with Drake's Just Head in the Sky?
Uh,
I think that's that weird Wu-Tang one, or it's like,
It's just his head in the clouds.
yeah,
It's like one of his biggest
I
hits.
know. It's the one fucking yeah. No.
he does like a
That's
double cover of
unfortunate.
that one, right? And it's got the baby version of him.
Yeah.
Nothing was the same, yeah.
Nothing was the same.
Nothing was
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah. Mine was Born Sinner. That was like a big one for me. That was a huge
Fire.
one for me. Like that was like my boy Gerardo put me on. Like I remember we had play soccer and we were going to practice and this guy put me on J. Cole. and he put me on Born Center, the album, and I literally went through that album. I'm like, oh my god, I could like a whole album. Like I could like a whole album start to finish. I didn't know that was a thing. Like I'd always get like 1-2 song from an album, 1-2 song. That whole album I downloaded, and I was like, I just sit back and listen to it every single day. And from that day, that's when I was just like, yeah.
That was me in high school, man. And then I found Biggie, and it was like, oh shit.
Nah, Biggie's crazy.
Yeah, went through that like nuts.
I think Biggie's better than Pop. That's a big statement.
Y'all got celebrity crushes? No? No bad bitches in the industry to fuck with?
Right? Like, but
Nah, not one that could pop to my head right now though. Like not one that could pop to my head. Just
you know that,
Jenner,
that
no
model
one.
Isabella G.
No.
Wiz Khalifa's ex. That was bad.
Nah, there's nothing I can just like. Nah.
If you could have a theme song playing wherever you went, what would the theme song be?
It'd be DJ Khaled, We Taking Over. 100%. 100%. And it'd only be Wayne's. It'd be the chorus and Wayne's verse.
Yeah, just we taking over.
Yeah. Over and over and over. And it'd only be Wayne's verse. Like it'd just be Wayne's verse repeated over and over on loop.
Nah, I'm gonna have to take I Feel Good, James Brown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I feel good. No. Everywhere you go.
Yeah, bro, that's me, brother.
Walking the grocery. I feel good. Yeah, I guess so.
You know me, bro.
Yeah.
If you could be a movie character, what movie character would you most want to be like?
I'm gonna have to change that to a TV show.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have to say Sasuke from Naruto.
Lit. Yeah, I used to be my shit when I was younger. I tried
Really?
to I was into like Inuyasha and all that shit. I tried to name my dog some whack ass shit. My mom's like, nah. We'll name him Louis. I'm like, okay.
Those jokes. Nah, Sasuke's my guy. Like, I don't know. When I watched that show, like I got put onto it later. Like honestly, I thought that stuff was kind of trash when I was
like you weren't one of those
kids.
When
the time I should have been watching
the
it.
fucking...
Nah, I wasn't. I was literally like one of those kids that like hated that stuff. I'm like, yo, that's weird. Like you're weird for watching that. And then like I get older and I watch it. I'm like, okay, like I don't know why I'm making fun of these guys. Like, yo, this is actually sick.
Yeah, because I mean, there was certain shit I was into as a kid. Like, I mean, Pokemon's anime and stuff like that.
That's true. I was into Pokemon.
What's on your bucket list, man? What do you want to do before you die?
I want over 1 million streams on a track. I feel like that's gonna happen.
That's it?
No. That's just a start. That's just a start. I want to go. Like, I want to travel. I want to have like a worldwide tour, like with my name just at the top, Clay Captcha, and it says like we're hitting all like like those T-shirts where it has like the dates.
Yeah, I'm wearing one right now.
Yeah, yo, I want one of those where it's just like dates all across. Like, there's like no space for like any other dates because it's just like, yo, we toured the country, and then we went from America, went to Canada, and we went to Europe, and then we literally world domination. We taking over, Yeah,
like one of those fucking ones that's got like 80 shows on the back. Like,
yeah.
I love it.
And like we just have to put like Canada. Like we can't even fit like the cities we hit. Like we have to put Canada. Like, you know what I mean?
What's the grossest thing you've seen someone do in public? Like it could be at a party or whatever.
I feel like my brain's like blocking out those memories, like it won't let me see that. Oh, actually, my boy, I don't know if this is that gross, but like it's just funny. In high school, my boy, he had codeine, and I don't think he knew. It was like for a cough, you know what I mean? Like he had a bad cough, and like he was like a really good kid, and bro, he he had a bunch that day because of his cough, and then we went to a Halloween party that night, and I guess he forgot that he took the medication, and he was
Oh.
drinking heavy, right? And bro was so drunk, like so drunk, right? We the party ends early because some shit happened, and we end up at a McDonald's, and he's sitting down like this, like how we're sitting right now, and bro, literally, like I'm like, yo, let's cut, like let's go home, right? And he looks at me, he's like, okay, and he just throws up all over himself, like literally like no hesitation. And then he gets up and he just brushes it off like this.
Oh,
Like he just brushed it off.
Oh,
He's like,
God.
all right, let's go. I'm like, bro, what do you mean, let's go? Like, do you not see what you just did? And then he goes and sits back down, and I'm like,
Oh my God. That's fucked up.
I can't lie, I only remember that because it was more funny to me
Yeah.
that happened. Like,
Jokes. If you could be a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
I feel like. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'd be a mango.
a mango.
Yeah, a
It's a good
mango
choice.
or like a kiwi. You know how like
I feel like sometimes when you have your hair in a bun, your head looks like a pineapple.
Yo, nah,
Not in a bad way though, fam. Like, come on, it's not a diss.
pineapples are good. I just feel like I'm sweet like a mango, and like mango flavored anything is good. Like you know
And
what I
mangoes
mean?
are fire. And apparently, like, if you drink mango, like, or just eat mangoes, like, where you're getting baked, like,
Yeah,
you'll get more bakes.
same thing.
Like,
Wait,
enhances
what?
the effects.
It gets you more fried.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Taking I'm allergic to like bear fruits, like almost every fruit, low key.
Really? Like, what fruits can you eat?
Low key, I'm allergic to mango, but like I like it. I wait. Did you say what can I eat or what can't I eat?
What can you eat?
Mm, I could eat. No, I can't eat this. I could eat apples. I could eat pears. I could eat oranges and grapes, and that's it.
Damn,
Hmm.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's very few. I didn't realize it was like that, bro.
Hmm. It's
Probably the
actually
first
terrible.
person I've met that's had like allergies like that to fruit. I don't even think I've met someone allergic to fruit.
Yo, the thing is, like, there was fruits I wasn't allergic to. Like, I wasn't allergic to kiwi at one point. I wasn't allergic to watermelon at one
You just
point. I
kind of
wasn't allergic
developed
to
it.
mango at one point. And it's just like I like the fruit, and I'm like, okay, I'm allergic to other fruits, so let me indulge in this fruit. And then I eat too much of it and develop an allergy to it, and it's like
Meh.
the hell.
Jeez.
But the weird thing is, I'm Portuguese. Like my background's Portuguese. My mom's Portuguese, and we go to Portugal every so often. And like last time I went, we get fruit from Portugal. Like I'll eat fruit in Portugal, and there's no issues. So it's weird.
Probably, yeah, it's probably the GMO or the pesticides or something. Or
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
that's
because
weird.
even organic stuff here is still I'm allergic to, but like there, it's not even a problem. Like their pineapple, I can eat a bunch of pineapple there. It's not an issue. It's
Yeah,
weird.
because it just like grows right on the land. They just
Mm-hmm.
will pick it.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a secret hunch about how you'll die? Like, I know some people are like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get hit by a bus at 25." Like,
uh, I feel like if I died, I'd be doing some crazy shit. Like, you know what I mean?
that's what
Like,
I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna get hit by a car or something. You know,
yeah,
I'll
no.
get eaten by a tiger or something.
Like, I'll be in the Amazon and like some next snake that's like super poisonous will come and bite me or something like that. Or like, it'll be like a skydiving accident maybe.
Ooh,
But actually, the way that rappers are going now, yo, if anyone has money, they're getting caught. So I don't even know.
straight
I don't
facts.
want to predict nothing.
Yeah. Oh, do you collect anything?
I used to collect vinyls,
Yeah, same.
but like,
Ran out of space.
oh, that's crazy. No, I just stopped. Like after like when I started making music, I guess I just stopped. And like yeah, like I started putting my money into my music instead of putting my money into like vinyls to put on the wall.
Yeah,
Like
true.
I had like when I started, it was like it wasn't that long ago, so I don't have that many, but they're like a lot of the more recent like songs. Like I have more recent albums. Like I have Joey Badass's Before the Money. I have All American Badass. I have Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy. I have Mac Miller, um, Divine Feminine. I have Travis Scott, Birds and Traps and Night, Mad City, and then Vince Staples both segments of Like It Is.
Gee, I don't have any new shit on vinyl. I would love Mad City on vinyl. That should be crazy.
Well, I also have Damn. That one also.
Speaking of Kendrick, man,
And Flower Boy.
fuck, it's been like 3 years since he dropped something. I
Yeah,
need
that's
I need
nice.
me some new Kendrick shit.
I can't lie. I'm I'm more mad at Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rashad hasn't dropped anything since 2016, and that was my
Holy fuck.
guy, bro. It's TDE. TDE just drops whenever they want, bro.
I know. It's so random. Like, I mean, I feel like they all kind of just disappeared there for a bit. Like even Schoolboy was like gone.
hmm
And you
He
don't
did
really
that
hear
Crash
about
Talk. What was it Crash Talk? Yeah, that last album. It wasn't that long ago though, but it wasn't like the hype that it usually gets. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure.
mhm.
What was the first like band or artist you bought? You own any?
Pardon me. Sorry.
The
What
T.
was like t-shirt? What was the first artist band or band
Oh,
t-shirt you bought?
no, I can't lie. I'm gonna sound like a poser here. Yeah, I didn't have any like growing up. The one that I did get though in like grade 11 was Metallica tee. Like I got a Metallica
Sick.
tee from H&M,
Oh,
but
that's sick.
yeah, it was sick. But I never listened to like a Metallica song once.
Oh.
I just like the tee. Like the tee was nice, and that was the time that that was trendy and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm rocking this.
No, I feel you. I like all the t-shirts I have. I've never been to the concerts. I just bought this shirt. Fucking
Mhm.
rock it.
Yeah, I have a Lollapalooza shirt from like 1998.
That's
Like I got
sick.
it at a vintage shop, and it's like I don't know one artist on the back, but it's like
What's one thing people buy you think is a total waste of money?
yeah, that's a big one.
Not
That's
unless
a
you're
big one.
networking though. If you're networking, it's okay.
I guess that's true. But like, yeah, guys like to spend a lot of money on girls. So
Yeah, I
that's a
see
big one.
that.
Like, especially if you're trying to like, if you're up and coming, not even if you're up and coming artist, if you're just up and coming as a human being, you know what I mean? You can't put on for a girl that the way that you're planning on putting on for a girl.
Or
You know
the
what I'm
way they
saying?
want you to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yo, it's like man, they're trying to spend all their money like constantly, like trying to impress girls and shit like that. And it's just like, fam, figure your shit out,
Yeah,
figure your shit out,
like
and then
you're gonna
yo,
go
they'll
broke
come.
doing
Like,
that.
yeah, no, that's a big one. I never, yeah, no, I just don't see it because I just don't have that problem.
No, see, that's a good point there. There's a lot of people in Toronto spending too much money.
Yeah,
Let's see. So we'll move into some of the last stuff. What's next? Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Where do you want to be?
I want to be, well, I want to be like the sound for the city. I want to be the sound for the city. Yeah, like I want to be the sound for the city to the point where it's like I'm not in the city, like I'm in the States or I'm somewhere else, maybe in Europe,
We
and like
talking like Tory Lanes, Drake
exactly,
size kind of shit?
exactly,
Yeah,
like Tory, like to the point where it's like I left the city now and I'm gone, and now the whole city's like, oh, that's our guy, that's our
yeah,
guy, we rock with him, because I don't see it happening while I'm here, but like it could happen while I'm here, like yeah, they could accept it, like they could appreciate it, but just like I feel like the city's very stuck in their ways and stuff like that, so I feel
yeah.
like
like even Killy said, like, everyone goes to LA. Like until the city changes, it's that's gonna be the way it's gonna be.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's real shit. And it's funny because when you blow up somewhere else, or like somewhere else puts you on and somewhere else rates you, that's when the city's like, oh, that's our guy, or
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
You
one of
haven't made it
those.
in these ends till you made it somewhere else.
Yeah, our city, it's like you haven't made it till you made it somewhere else. When
quick,
someone else raps for you, then it's like, okay, you're on. It's
right?
weird. That's
Quick
why a lot of
side
people.
question. Sorry.
Oh,
Um, what like so your streaming stats, they show you where like your streams come from. Where are your highest streams from? Like, are they from the city? Are they from states?
they're
Do you have
mainly
any?
from the States. Like my yeah, my iTunes, especially my iTunes stats, they mainly come from the States. Second is Canada, but it's funny. It'll be like um yeah, it'll be like Mississauga, then it'll be like Calgary, then it'll be Brampton, and then it'll be
Okay.
Toronto, and then it'll be like it's weird. It's a bigger picture of Canada than you think.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's more like it's not like my immediate city. It'd be like may say like Mississauga, Brampton, Toronto, and then it'd be like Vancouver, and then like other cities that are just like I don't know, or you know what I mean? Like,
right. That's always a trip. It's like how this person find me. It's like,
hmm especially no, especially in the States when my stuff started popping off in like the States, what I consider popping off like 100 plays. I was like, how? Like, how the heck did this happen? Like recently, I got 100 streams in a week from Austria. And I'm like,
damn,
bro, who's listening to me in Austria? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who found me in Austria? That's
right?
crazy.
But I mean, if you start to blow up in those locations, that's like the first place you start going to do shows.
Hmm.
Because I mean, like that's how 6ix9ine blew up. He left the states, went to like Slovakia or some shit for like 4 years, built up a huge fan base, came back and started doing like all his shit.
Yeah. That's yeah. 6ix9ine was like a real genius. Like, no cap. Like he's stupid, but like he was like he actually like had this shit mapped out in his head.
Um, what would you like your grandkids to say about you one day?
I want my grandkids to say that I proved to them that anything's possible. Like literally, like they look at me, or like they just look back and they be like, "Yo, he did that." Like I'm assuming they'd have a life where it's like they wouldn't really have to think like that, but like just yeah, like they're living off my success, what I've already done, has like set everyone, and they like look at me like what he's done allows me to do whatever I want to do. Like he was able to give me the chance to do exactly what he did, just drop everything and do exactly what you love.
So like you just hope it like kind of really humbles them and they take advantage of that
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Yeah, I want them to take full advantage of it. Like I want to let them, like I want them to know right away, like yo, you can do anything, and like find what you love and stay like passionate to it. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean? Like yeah,
Yeah. No,
because yo,
that's what everyone should do.
there's always a path. Like even when it comes to sports, or even if it comes to like something else, like you may not be in the NBA, but you may be in the D League, and like
Yeah.
maybe that's your route. Maybe that's how what you have to go through to get there. Like maybe you're not the top ball player, like you're not the top like prospect at the time, but you work your way up to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like anything's possible, and like you can do that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
No, yeah. And I mean
yeah,
if like in that situation, if basketball was what you really loved, then I mean if you
you're
enjoy
living your
playing the
dream.
sport, you're gonna have fun in either way.
Exactly. You bought if you're on the if you're in the D League and you love basketball and that was your dream, you're living the dream right now. Like you've already done what you want, and now it's your choice whether you want to take it to a next level. Like, oh, do I want to make it? Am I happy where I am? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any advice for other local artists?
Yes. um, literally, yo, literally love your craft. Like love this shit. Do this because you love it. If you don't love it, like if you literally don't love it, it's not gonna come from a good place. It's not gonna come from a genuine place, and it's gonna be hard. You're kind of gonna be beating yourself up. Like you're gonna beat yourself up either way, but like you're literally putting yourself on a journey, and if you don't love it, it's not gonna it's not gonna be the hard times aren't gonna be as easy to get through because
Yeah.
it's like you'll literally like give up on yourself. You'll literally be like, yo, what am I doing? Because it's like you don't love it. You know what I'm saying? and also find your sound. Like, yeah, it's sick that like even I like I love this, like I like this artist, I like that artist, I like this other, I like that
Yeah.
artist, but like yo, do stuff differently. Like, you know what I mean? Like try to do it differently than
Yeah. Experiment.
in a different way. And it's like I feel like a lot of artists coming up, like I guess it's like a stage of like a growing artist, like to like copy who you like and stuff like that. But like I feel like people get stuck because they're like, oh, I sound so good. But like you sound so good because you sound like something that's already made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you sound
Yeah.
so good because you sound like this person. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you can work hard to find your own sound and then sound like your own person. You know what I mean? And like maybe that's so what we need. Like that's what music needs at this time. Like a new sound. Like music always needs a new sound.
Yeah.
Like
Because I
you
mean,
know what I mean?
you're not gonna know what kind of genres your voice fits to and stuff unless you play around with shit. Or you might end up mixing two genres together by accident,
Mm-hmm.
make a new
Yo,
style. Like,
also like what's it called? You know how like in order to grow as an artist, you kind of have to grow as a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
uh,
Like it's weird like that. Even as a producer, it's like mental barriers that you got to break past. You know, it's like
yeah,
literally gaining different perspectives on things. Like yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's all part of the journey. Like it's actually hectic. Like the journey of an artist, like I was actually going through it can be hectic. Like it's a mental journey. It's like, yeah, like I've changed so much just like in the past year just based on this. And like my mentality is like I thought I was fully in it before. You know what I mean? Like I thought I was fully in before I didn't even know half of it. You know what I'm
no, yeah,
saying?
this year's been crazy. Like,
Earn your
it
bars. Like in a sense, like don't cap in your rap and like say don't just say like, oh, I spent 100 hours in a stew until you've done that, because then like once you've done that, it'll look like you've done that because you'll have like the 100 hours in the stew to
Mm-hmm.
like of experience, and like it shows, right? And it's just like it makes you just like it's authenticity, right?
Mm-hmm. It's being real. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
no, yeah, because people could tell. Like, you gotta believe what you're saying. So, like,
Yeah.
if you don't believe it, people can see that, and they're not gonna fuck with your shit.
Yeah, you can also hear it in the emotion. Like you could hear it. Like if someone really is living that life or like doing what they're saying, like you could hear it in their voice almost. You know what I mean? Like you can almost spot it in audio.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're pretty much almost up. We're out of time. So I'll just ask you one more question. Uh, what advice would you give your younger self?
Uh, I would have told myself earlier to stop caring what people thought. Cause when I was younger, like I had this personality, like I had this optimism, I had it, and then like school came. You know what I mean? Like almost like everyone dressing the same, everyone doing this, everyone doing that,
Yeah,
everyone being like, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that. You know what I'm trying to say? And I almost like fell in line. Like I fell in line to that shit. If I could tell myself, yo, stay doing you, like stay true to yourself, like don't fall in line. Everyone's wearing black, wear purple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
if I could have told myself like literally just stick to this, like I feel like I would have been an artist sooner, 100%.
No,
I would
I
have been
feel
doing this
that.
way earlier. Can't lie. But like, yeah.
No, that's good advice. All
So
right, man. Well, it's been good talking to you guys. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
nice
Hopefully,
talking
you
to
Yeah,
you
cook
man.
up
too, bro.
some shit.
Thank you.
No problem, man. Yeah, hit me up if you need anything. Whatever, I got you.
Thanks for the support,
Real
bro.
one, real
Appreciate
one.
it.
No problem. All right, boys.
Easy,
Peace.
bro.
Easy, fam.